language learners, welcome back to English Talknest. I'm Cindy. So, you can already describe your room with basic English. That's awesome. But are you ready to take it to the next level? Today, we're going beyond simple descriptions. You'll learn how to add personality, tell stories, and make your room descriptions sound natural and engaging, just like native speakers do. Let's level up your English.
First, let me show you what an intermediate level room description sounds like. Listen carefully. I've always been drawn to minimalist spaces, so my bedroom reflects that aesthetic. The room features soft gray walls that create a calming atmosphere, complemented by light oak flooring that adds warmth. Against the far wall sits my platform bed, dressed in crisp white linen with navy accent pillows. To its right, a vintage nightstand holds a ceramic lamp and whatever book I'm currently reading. Right now, it's a thriller that's keeping me up way too late. My workspace occupies the corner near the window, where natural light floods in during the day. The desk, though compact, is surprisingly functional, with built-in drawers that hide all my clutter. I've positioned my monitor at eye level to avoid neck strain, something I learned the hard way during lockdown. What really brings the room together is the gallery wall above my bed, a collection of black and white travel photographs I've taken over the years. Each one reminds me of a specific moment, a specific feeling. The room isn't large, but it feels like mine, you know? It's the kind of space where I can actually think. See the difference from beginner level? We're not just listing objects, we're telling a story. Now let's break down exactly how to do this. Let's start by using descriptive phrases. At the intermediate level, we don't just say gray walls. We add layers of meaning. Instead of saying, the walls are gray, we can say, the room features soft gray walls that create a calming atmosphere. Here's the pattern. Adjective plus noun plus that or which plus verb phrase. More examples. Instead of saying, I have a wooden floor, it's better to say, light oak flooring that adds warmth to the space. Instead of saying, there's a lamp on my desk, it's better to say, a vintage lamp that provides soft evening light. Instead of saying, I have pictures on the wall, it's better to say, travel photographs that remind me of special moments. This structure, that or which plus verb, makes your English sound sophisticated instantly. Practice by taking simple sentences and expanding them. Let's upgrade your vocabulary with words that describe style and design. Style terms. Aesthetic is a particular style or look. For example, my aesthetic is modern and minimal. Minimalist is simple, clean, not much decoration. For example, my room has a minimalist style. It's simple, clean, and doesn't have much decoration. Vintage is old style but valuable or fashionable. For example, I love the vintage look of my room because the old style furniture feels charming and valuable. Contemporary is modern, current style. For example, my room has a contemporary design with modern furniture and a clean, current style. Rustic is natural, countryside style. For example, the room has a rustic style with wooden furniture and natural colors. Describing materials. Linen is a natural fabric, often for bedding. For example, I use linen sheets on my bed because they feel cool, soft, and comfortable. Oak, teak, or pine are types of wood. For example, my desk is made of oak, or made of teak, or made of pine, which gives my room a warm and natural look. Ceramic is made from clay and baked. For example, I keep a ceramic vase on my shelf to add a simple, stylish touch to my room. Accent is used for decoration or emphasis. For example, accent pillows add pops of color. Describing qualities.
Crisp is clean, fresh, neat. For example, crisp white sheets. The room looks crisp and neat. Compact is small but efficient. For example, a compact desk fits perfectly. Functional is practical, works well. For example, the desk is functional and practical. Cozy is warm and comfortable. For example, the chair is cozy and warm. Room features. Platform bed is bed with built-in base. For example, I sleep on a platform bed with a built-in base. Built-in is constructed as part of the structure. For example, built-in shelves save space. Gallery wall is display of multiple pictures arranged artistically. For example, the room has a gallery wall full of pictures. Floating shelves is shelves with hidden brackets. For example, I put books on floating shelves with hidden brackets. Learning tip: you don't need to use all of these. Choose 3 to 4 words that actually describe your space and practice using them. Next up, phrasal verbs. These instantly make you sound like a native speaker. Here are essential ones for room descriptions. Drawn to means attracted to, interested in. For example, I've always been drawn to modern design. She's drawn to bright colors and patterns. Brings together means unifies, completes the look. For example, the rug really brings the room together. Or, that artwork brings everything together nicely. Floods in means enters in large amounts, like light or air. For example, morning light floods in through the windows. Or, fresh air floods in when I open the balcony door. Set up means arrange, organize. For example, I set up my workspace in the corner. Or, we set up the furniture last weekend. Show off means display proudly. For example, the shelves show off my book collection. Or, I like to show off my travel souvenirs. Learning tip: learn phrasal verbs in context, not isolated. Always remember the full sentence, not just the verb. Next, the present perfect connects your past experiences to the present moment, perfect for describing long-term preferences. The structure is have or has plus past participle. When to use it: for actions that started in the past and continue now. I've lived in this room for 3 years. I've had this desk since college. We've decorated the space gradually over time. For life experiences without specific time. I've always been drawn to minimalist design. I've collected vintage furniture over the years. She's taken all these photos during her travels. For actions with present results. I've positioned the monitor at eye level, and it's still there now. We've painted the walls soft gray. They're still gray now. Compare these. I always liked minimalist design. This is simple past, so it sounds like it's something from the past, maybe not true anymore. I've always liked minimalist design. This is present perfect, which shows it was true in the past and is still true now. Learning tip: use present perfect to show your current preferences have a history. It makes your description feel more personal and genuine. Let's continue with adding personal stories. This is what transforms boring descriptions into engaging stories. We do this by adding current details. Instead of saying, "There are books on my nightstand," it's better to say, "My nightstand holds whatever book I'm currently reading. Right now, it's a thriller that's keeping me up way too late." Sharing learning experiences. Instead of saying, "My monitor is at eye level," it's better to say, "I've positioned my monitor at eye level to avoid neck strain, something I learned the hard way during lockdown." Explaining the why behind choices. Instead of, "I have a desk near the window," it's better to say, "I've arranged my desk to face the window rather than the wall, a decision that's improved my focus considerably." Using conversational additions. To seek connection. For example, the room isn't large, but it feels like mine. Right now. To add current specific detail. For example, right now, I'm obsessed with that vintage lamp I found. The kind of noun that or where to describe quality. For example, it's the kind of space where I can actually relax. Learning tip. After describing an object, ask yourself, where did I get it? Why did I choose it? What's special about it? Then add that detail.
Now, let's put everything together with a formula. Paragraph 1. Overall style and main features. Start with your design philosophy. I've always been drawn to style. Describe walls and floor with detail. The room features color, walls that create or add or bring. Describe your bed with specifics. Against the location sits my type bed dressed in description. Paragraph 2. Functional areas. Describe your workspace or main activity area. My workspace occupies the corner near location where benefit. Add a personal story or learning moment. Something I learned the hard way. Mention practical features. The desk, though adjective, is surprisingly adjective. Paragraph 3. Personal touches and reflection. Highlight what makes the room special. What really brings the room together is share emotional connection. Each one reminds me of end with overall feeling. It's the kind of space where I can... Your turn. Let's practice upgrading basic sentences to intermediate level. Exercise 1. Basic to intermediate. Basic. My room has white walls. Upgrade it to, my room features bright white walls that, for example, that reflect natural light or that make the space feel larger. Exercise 2. Add a story. Basic. I have a lamp on my desk. Add detail. A type lamp sits on my desk. I bought it, for example, during a trip to Morocco or at a vintage market last summer. Exercise 3. Use present perfect. Basic. I like minimalist design. Upgrade. I've always been, for example, drawn to minimalist design or fascinated by simple, clean spaces. Exercise 4. Describe with feeling. Think about one object in your room. Describe it with where it is, what it looks like, and why it's special to you. Bonus tips. Here are some natural expressions that native speakers use all the time. For describing layout. Occupies the corner. Sits against the far wall. Spans the entire length of. For showing contrast. Though adjective, it's surprisingly adjective. Though small, it's surprisingly spacious. Rather than noun, I chose noun. Rather than curtains, I chose blinds. For personal connection, what I love most about, what really makes this room special? Each one reminds me of amazing work. You've just learned how to describe your room at the intermediate level. Today you mastered descriptive phrases with relative clauses, design and style vocabulary, essential phrasal verbs for descriptions, present perfect for sharing experiences, how to add personal stories and details, natural expressions native speakers use. Now it's your turn. Write an intermediate level room description in the comments. Try to use at least one phrasal verb, at least one present perfect sentence, at least one personal detail or story. Want to take your English even further? In the next episode, we have the advanced level video, where you'll learn sophisticated vocabulary, literary techniques, and how to add philosophical depth to your descriptions. It's perfect if you're preparing for exams like IELTS,
TOEFL, or Cambridge, or if you simply want to express yourself with elegance and style in English. Don't forget to like this video if you learned something new, subscribe to English Talknest for more level up lessons, turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Keep practicing, keep storytelling, and remember, your English journey is uniquely yours. I'm Cindy, this is English Talknest, and I'll see you at the advanced level.